So in the year 2000, I joined Festival
Cruises.
Cruises. We were the number 2 in Europe at the time. And we did exactly that. We actually it took us 2.5 years. And in the end, I was on my own. And then we more than doubled the revenue, the onboard revenue. And that made we also invented a few things to make more money. Like in the past, traditionally, a bridge tour was something that was complimentary. But I started charging for it. But the reason was not only revenue, mostly it was security.
Okay.
I thought it was very insecure to have, potentially up to 100 people going on the bridge.
Yeah.
How is that safe?
Yeah.
And many of those people have no particular interest. They're doing it because it's free.
It's free, exactly.
And that means to the people who really are interested, they're not getting any quality in what we're doing. True. So I decided we'll offer a quality experience with a glass of champagne on the bridge, a map, and a proper explanation and details, fact sheets. And so we would make a great experience. But we would charge for that because that has a cost to it, And I believe we improved the security overnight. And of course, it became a revenue. It wasn't a particularly high revenue, but it all adds up.
Yeah.
And what happened after that was that all the ships do it now. They sell the bridge tour, mostly.
Which bridge tour are you talking about?
The bridge of the ship, yes.
Ship bridge.
The ship bridge, yeah.
Okay.
So now most cruise lines are following. At the time that I opened, you cannot do that. It's a terrible thing. And
correct.
You're trying to make money.
It's also related to the safety of navigation, so you have to be very careful on.
Well, this was my point.
Yeah, exactly.
Why should we just have like hundreds of people going through the bridge? At one point, there were so many people. We had 200, and we had to bring them into groups and it became a lot of work. But not only that, I believe it was insecure. And you had people that weren't really that interested. They were just going. And the quality of the tour was not there.
True.
Whereas if you only had 1 or 2 small defined groups you're a pilot. If you go on a cruise ship, you don't want to go with 50, 60 other people on a bridge and walk them through quickly. You want to ask questions. You want to have an experience. You want to look at things and not be rushed. And so that's what we did. We listened to the people really interested, really cared about it, and gave them a quality experience. And we also, in doing so, we made the bridge more secure because, and the whole thing became more focused. And it was a great success. So after that, we changed the industry because everybody is doing that now.
Correct.
Another thing we did was we offered renewal of wedding vows, and that was already happening, but we did it on steroids.
What was that?
Renewal of wedding vows. So
wedding vows.
Yes, we allow people to renew their vows on the bridge.
Correct.
With the captain.
Yeah.
And
nice photographs.
Yeah, my wife was amazing at that. She would, we'd have the chocolates and the bouquet of flowers and champagne, and we would make speeches, and they would go on the captain table. There'd be a whole package.
Were you paying something for the captain or no?
No, not at all.
That's your job.
No, because I don't want extra costs, So most captains really embraced it, and they did a fantastic job. But they realised it was revenue for the company.
For sure.
But unless we got a tear at the wedding, we weren't happy.
Correct.
But it was a great job. Again, we gave quality, and word would get about on the ship, and then a lot of people would decide to renew the vows. So
that sounds such an interesting idea of a startup.
Yes.
You have a website where you can have renewal of your wedding vows on Costa or on Princess or whatever.
Yes, it still happens today, but not the way we were doing it. Not the same quality, not the same occasion and not the same volume, because we had good volume actually. Some people would go on a cruise, find out that this was a possibility, book another cruise just to go to renew their vows, but to renew it with us because they knew the quality that they would get. They knew that this was a major experience. We really tried to do something special to make it a special occasion. And as I said, they were on the captain's table as well. And there were other informal meetings we would have with them to make sure we would customize the experience as well.